Hi everyone. We'll start in several minutes. Let's wait for other students to join our session, okay? Please, if you have some contacts to them, check whether they are ready and they know how to join this session.
Hello, Maria. Hello, students. I think we have to wait several minutes. Yeah.
Yes, we are waiting.
Can you hear us? Non, c'est le fixe.
Yes, we can hear you.
Ok,
Hi.
perfect. Mais c'est pas le portable, c'est le fixe.
I was writing to you. It's great to see you.
C'est ça le bouton, non?
Non, non, ça c'est le volume. Ça, c'est si vous êtes connecté en portable, c'est pas le cas. C'est le PC fixe. Donc c'est celle-là qui doit être active.
Il faut pas d'abord être utilisé.
Non, il est.
Un truc à allumer, mais. Là, faut juste descendre.
Ici, pour descendre, c'est.
Bien joué.
I'm really sorry, we're trying to put things into place.
No problem.
No, it's not to you that I'm talking to. But yes, okay, you heard it, you answered. Okay. Now, let's see. Perfect. So if she wants to speak to you, I'm turning the camera here, okay? Pay attention so the screen won't fall down. I think that's all. Let me close this window on this side. So let's sit down. I know you didn't have a lot of time to eat, neither did I. So it's equal for everybody. So always let those play. At least be late when you die. You see, that could be a nice opportunity to be late, to live longer. Okay, so everybody, what do we say? Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. Let's go.
Hi, hello.
Okay, so I think you're ready. If everybody can hear us, I will leave you with your colleagues and the teacher. Okay, you know how you should behave. The advices are always the same. Okay, again, as I said, you're young adults, but you're still adults. Okay. Once in a while, I will go to the rooms, okay? Eventually outside, just a little bit to see how it is going, okay? So see you later.
Bye.
Have a nice day, Maria. In case there's something that you need, don't hesitate to send me a little text message. I'm on the other side, but in 2 minutes I'll be here, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
So today we have our second session, and today we'll start to work precisely on your ideas. But the first question that I have, whether you had opportunity to contact your teammates. Have you met everyone in your team? How is it going?
Yeah, we met some of them.
All good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I hear your voice is a bit distant to that's why. Yeah. I hope everything is okay. So if you have any problems with the connection, with the communication, with anything, just contact me and tell me, because it's better to find out at the beginning that something is wrong than at the end of the project. Okay. So don't hesitate if you have any questions or problems. But I hope that you don't have any problems and you've already met your teammates. You already talked about your idea or your ideas. But today I will show you and give you your first assignment. Your first assignment will be to describe your idea, describe the company that you create, and describe it correctly and very thoughtful, so that from today you should specify your product or your service very precisely, exactly what you are going to do in your company during this project. So our today's topic is from business idea to product. So how should we proceed when we have some idea, some raw idea? What should we do to make it into some viable product? So again, you will work in teams. I will give you a short task. I will give you a task and I will give you a short lecture describing, or a short explanation describing your task, okay? So it won't be like a very typical lecture today. It will be more like the explanation of your assignment. So do you remember this chart from the last session, right? We have some typical stages of each product's life or life cycle. And at this stage, we said that when you want to ask for money or want to start real business, you should develop your business plan. And that's what we are going to do during this project. We are going to develop business plans for your products based on the ideas that you had. So, and again, we talked about it last time, but want to remind you that we are working on the business plans according to UNIDOR standards. So we will have some chapters, some typical chapters in your business plans, so that by the end of the project, you will have a document consisting of those chapters. And we will start working today on this chapter, which is called Product and Services Summary. And actually, it's not called this way but in the UNIDOR standards, but we will also have a small part in this chapter, which is called Company Overview. So you will start your business plans creating an overview of your future company. So what does it mean to create an overview of the company? It means, first of all, to decide what values, what mission and vision you have of your company. And these three concepts are different. They are they are very connected one to another, but still these three are different concepts and different tasks that you have while developing them. So first of all, you should develop or should describe your values, the values of your company. That is the principles that guide the company in the shaping of business processes and corporate culture. So what is important to you? What values you have, right? Maybe it's environmental sustainability that you value. Maybe it's the well-being of your customers or well-being of your employees or employers, I don't know, that you value most. So you should think what is important for you and what global values like uh, you have and you want to adhere to during developing your business. The second concept is vision. So vision, it's a statement about where the company is going, where it wants to be in some future. So vision is something that inspires us. That is how we see our future, how we see our success, right? So what do we want to achieve in the future? That is about the vision. And mission, that is the company's purpose and reason for existence. So what is your mission, right? What is your goal? What is your goal not as a vision, right? Not as a vision in the future, but a vision for your customers. What do you want to change in this world? What do you want to create, to give to this world? The impact of the company on the world, on the environment, on our well-being, etc., etc. So you may think that it's not that important to think about those three things, but actually, if you visit sites of big companies, of some well-established companies, you will see that every website has this information. And it's very important to think that is like the basic pillars on which your company will be built, right? So you can't create something having no values, no common values in your team. You can't have, you can't build anything without having a future vision of your ambitions and having an understanding of what you want to bring to this world. So it's more general, it's more global, it's more like I don't know, it's more abstract, right? I mean, describing those things, but still it's important. So you should start from this. And here are some examples of visions and missions of different companies in different countries. You can also find a lot of them in internet. So, for example, Google has a vision to provide access to the world's information in one click. At least it was their vision. We should check whether they changed it or not in recent years. And their mission was to organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful. So as you can see, mission and vision are related, are connected one to another, but still there is a slight difference between mission and vision. And I already described to you what this difference is. As well, you can read and find other examples of missions and visions, but your main task is to create your own value or values that you have, vision and mission for your company. And here we don't have it on the slide, but still you have to think about the name for your company. And that is important to know that the name of the company can be different from the name of the product. So you can have some product like smart glasses or something like that with, I don't know, with some name, or smartwatch Nix, right? But the company can have an absolutely different name. It can have, it can produce different products and provide different services. So maybe you can think of some name for the company which would be different from the name of the product. So that's for you to decide and to describe in this part as well. So you can name your company with some pretty name. And as well, you can think about your logo, the logo of the company. That can be the logo for the product or the logo for the company. So this can be also one thing or two different things. That's up to you to decide. So you start introducing the readers of your business plan, your future business plan, with you are starting to introduce your company to them. You are starting explaining what your company is about. And the next step is to describe your goals. And that is important not only for the readers of your business plan who would want to invest money or who would want to participate in your business, but it's also important for you to understand what goals you have, what goals you should address in the future. And here there is a small subchapter, small subsection of this company overview, which is called goals of the company. And you should also decide in your teams what goals your company will have. Goals are results that are expected in near future. And it's important for us to have these results which correspond to the SMART logic. Do you know the concept of SMART? You have SMART goals. That is like an abbreviation for various important features for goals, right? Like the goal should be measurable, right? That is M in this SMART concept. Yeah, do you know this concept of SMART goals? So they should be realistic, measurable, achievable, and this measurable is M, A is achievable, R realistic, T timely probably. We should check. I don't remember all the S. Yeah, specific probably, right? So you should specify the goals for your company so that you can understand what you mean by those goals. You can measure the success or measure the achievement of this goal. For example, if you say that your goal for the company is to remain independent, you can say, yes, our company is independent. Or you can have some criteria or indicators for the independency of your company, right? That there is like not more than 10% of outside capital in your company. That is the measure of being independent. But that's for you to decide what you mean by this. Or, for example, your goal for the company is to go global in 5 years. Then you have also some indicators, some criteria that show that you went global, so that your company or the products of your company are present in 10 countries, for example, and you should specify it in your goals, not just say we want to go global, right? You should say we want to go global, and that means, right? So specify it, so to have an ability to measure it in the future. Or grow with partners, so seek profitability, or we want to earn 1 million euro in 3 years, right? So these all are goals, and you should specify your goals for your company. Do you have any questions regarding this part?
No. No.
Because, okay. I think it's pretty obvious and it's pretty understandable, right? So it's like
Yeah.
pretty common to start with these things when you develop something, not only company, right? When we start doing something, create, invent something, we should always think about our goals and our values. That is important. So goals are more general, are more abstract, but we also should have like objectives of the company. So goals are like general achievements or general ambitions that we have, general expectations that we have from our company, and then we should precisely describe what we mean by those goals, right? That's what I was talking about several minutes ago, right? That is called that is the difference between objectives and goals. Objectives are measurable and tangible results with time frames. So we should have quantitative results or qualitative results. Quantitative, that means that we can calculate, that we can count our results. We can put some numbers behind those results, such as revenue or profit growth or production volumes. So we can say that we should by 2027, we should produce 100 units of our product, right? That would be a quantitative result that we can measure with some number. And qualitative result is something that we develop, that we expect, but still that is like changing the quality. So we invent or develop something new out of nothing, right? So that is like new products, new functionality, or globality, as we talked about it on the previous slide. So that we move our company globally, and we are represented in certain regions, countries. That can be also an objective, but you should specify in what regions, how many countries you mean, what new markets you want to reach, etc., etc. So when you define the objectives of the company, please try to be specific in terms of time and numbers. Okay? Then that is almost the end of this part of the company overview. I will show to you. You will have the list of what you should do by the next time and what you should describe. But the next part of this chapter is called product and service description, or product or service description. You can have both product and service, or you can have one of those. And we will talk about this a bit later. So chapter 2 is called product service description, part 2 of this chapter. Sorry, the battery of my headphones is low. I need to install them. Wait a second, please.
Yeah, very interesting.
Continue. So when you describe your product or your service that you want to create, it's something different from the company that you create, right? It's obvious that these are two different things. So you can, your idea can be about some product if you create something tangible, and your idea can be about the creation of some service when you don't produce some real thing, some tangible outcome, but still you provide some services to your customers, you provide some results, you create some results, but they are not tangible, right? So there are tangible and intangible results. If we're talking about tangible results, usually we're talking about products creation. If we are talking about intangible results, we are talking about services that we create in our company. So while describing your product or service or both of them, you should provide several proofs. It shouldn't be described in the business plan as you shouldn't use word proof in your business plan, but still it should read like you prove that your product or service can be of some value. And the first proof that you should do in your business plan is to prove that your business idea is new. So you should show that there is some qualitative change, that, for example, that is a completely new original idea of the product or service that has not yet existed in our world. To do this, to prove it, you should perform competitors analysis. You should research, you should study what is existing in the world and describe what is existing in the world, and show that your offer is different from all or everything that that is existent in our world. So the first part is competitors analysis to show that your product or service has some novelty. Your product or service can be complementary to already existing products. That is when you don't create something absolutely new, but you create some addition to something already existent. Then you should describe it this way, that you create something complementary, something additional to what is already existing. Or your product can bring qualitative change if you transform something, transform some existing products. You don't just add something to existing products. You change them, you transform them. So you should describe this transformation, or you can transform not the product itself, but the ways how it's used, it's exploited. And the second part is that can show that your idea is new, is not that you bring some qualitative change with your product or service, but you change efficiency, productivity, or quality or competitiveness with your product. So you develop something not really new. So some other types of such products already exist in the world, but you create a product which brings more efficiency, more productivity, is more quality, etc., etc. So this way, it is also called an innovation, and you can also describe it this way. So the first proof that you will have in your business plan is that your business idea is new. The second proof is that your solution have some utility for customers. You can invent absolutely new ideas, new products, but they will have no use for your customers. They will have no utility. The synonym for utility is usefulness. So you should show that your product is useful for your potential customers. Here on this slide, you can see some pictures of some new products. They are completely new. You can say that they bring some qualitative change to what already exists in the world, but still they are of no utility to the customers, usually, right? So maybe the first product is of some utility, I don't know. At least it looks funny. The rest of them, I'm not sure that we will be able to use in the real world. So you should think about oddness, uselessness, and technological impossibility, and you should prove that you don't have this in your product or service. Utility, officially defined, is satisfaction received from consuming your product or service by the customer, and that is the value that customer sees in a finished solution. So of how much use your product is to the customer, how much it satisfies the customer's needs and desires. And here you can see some formula, right? That utility is a sum of customers' desires. Do you know the concept of desire? What the desire is?
What is
That is that something that you want and you want it really badly. And the idea of the business plan and the idea of each company is to maximize the utilities of all goods that you offer. And expenditures of this good for creating those goods should be less than your budget. That's something from the next sessions, but it's important to have it in mind as well. And time of use of these goods should be less than 24 hours per day, and it should be less. So what do we call desires? How can we calculate, how we can specify those desires? How can we inform this formula, right? With what values? I don't know whether you have, you know, of this concept of needs pyramid developed by Maslow. It's like a very basic idea that every person has different needs at different stages. So we have some very basic needs, and if it's satisfied, then we go to the next level. And at the next level, we have the second types of needs. And as you can see, he mentioned physiological needs as the basic needs. So that is our need to have meals, to have air, water, food, shelter, security, right? Then security actually is the second level, safety needs. The third level of needs is love and belonging. The fourth level of needs is esteem. The fifth level is self-actualization. And in his first works, he said that you can't achieve self-actualization you don't have this need unless you address all the needs that are on the levels below. So you should first address your physiological needs, then you should be sure of your safety, then you should feel love or should have this feeling of belonging to someone or something, etc., etc. So you move up toward this pyramid. Actually, there were a lot of changes. There were a lot of theories that show that you can jump from one level to another, but it's not important. The only thing that is important for our business plan is to remember that every person has some basic needs, and usually we have same needs, and that is these needs you can find, for example, on this pyramid. Needs are somewhat basic, something unconditionally necessary. For example, quick and easy access to meals. So that will address our physiological needs. I heard that Judith said that some of you didn't have proper lunch or something like that, right? So that is exactly about your needs. So you didn't address your basic physiological needs to have meals in time. But desires are something different. Desires are well-shaped needs, and they are specific to every person. They are different for all of us, and they are influenced by culture, religion, society. They are influenced by a advertisement that we see in internet or on television or somewhere. So desires are something that is created out of our needs. For example, if we have a need of quick and easy access to meal, then I can have a desire to have fresh, healthy vegan pork bowl delivered in 15 minutes, and it better look good on Instagram. It's more precise, it's more specific, it depends on my values or my visions or something that my friend said to me. So it's something more well shaped than just a basic need. And when we are talking about our customers, we're thinking about their desires. And a way to prove the utility of the product or service you offer is to prove that it has some utility, as I already told you. And how we do it, we name all the desires that our customers can have, like this desire that I described to you, but related to your product or service, of course. And you put it the same way as you see it on the slide. So the first desire, and you describe this desire, then you can put in brackets the basic need or the need that is behind this desire, like physiological need or need of food. Then you decide by which functionality of your product or service it is satisfied. So you put it in this way. Desire this and that is satisfied by this technical feature of our idea. For example, the desire to know the correct time is satisfied by the mechanical or I don't know, some electronical mechanism, equipment, or some mechanism of our smartwatch, right? So it's like the first desire that your customer can have. And the second desire can be like the desire to show off, to show my that I have money, that I have power, that I have luxury products, is satisfied by luxury design of our smartwatch, for example. And you put it one by one, you put all the desires that your customers can have, and you put in the right column the features of the products, of the product side, um, what functionalities, what features satisfy those desires. Questions here? Okay. So the third proof is that your solution has some added value. And it's also very connected to the idea of the product having utility. So value is a product feature, it's not customer's feature. And that is something that increases the worth of a product or service in the eyes of the customer. Added value is defined by a created or enhanced utility. So if you don't have any utility, so you don't satisfy desires of your customers, you won't have added value of the product. Added value is something which makes a product more appealing to customers, so that customers would want to buy your product, to vote with the wallet. Remember this notion, right? Voting with the wallet. And added value is some change in the physical state or form of the product, so that is different from everything else that is existent in the world. And you should describe your added value. How, right? So you can have this question, how can we describe added value of the product? I would advise you to use this table, to use this chart for description of the added value of your product. So if you have a product, you can have You can describe the tangible and intangible objects that are created with your product. For example, if you are creating some product, something tangible that you can touch, that you can put on, that you can, I don't know, taste, right? So that is called tangible. Then, for example, self-driving car, or smart mirror, or exoskeleton, or microchip, something tangible. So you produce something, right? Then you should describe added value of every tangible thing that you have produced by your product. And you should think about some intangible results, which can be also added values of your product. For example, some virtual things like ontologies, databases, artificial agents, websites. You can't touch them, you can't feel them in real world, right? Only in a virtual world, but they are still products because they are results. They are not services. They are something that we use, right? If we are talking about services, it means that new object is not created. You don't create some product, some object that can be sold, but there is some identifiable result anyway. And results and services can be also tangible and intangible. Tangible results are related to our real world. So when something is happening in the real world, for example, microchip installation, or exoskeleton support, or installation and customization of smart mirror, then it means that we have some tangible service. If something is happening in virtual world or in some distance mode, then we are talking about intangible results, intangible services. That is like consulting, analytics, data collection, hosting, training neural network, etc., etc. So if we can't touch or can't experience it in real world, then we are talking about intangible services. And when you will describe the added value of your product or service, you should describe all the parts of your product and services which bring added value. And please don't forget that you can have several types of added values, including both services and products introduced to the market at different time frames. It means that you can have both a product and a service. For example, you can create an exoskeleton that would be a product that you create, and you can also have a service of exoskeleton installation, for example, right? And then you would have both a product and a service. Or you can have two products. For example, you can create smart mirrors and smart, I don't know, wardrobes. And at the first stage, you will create some smart mirror, but at the second stage of your life cycle, of the life cycle of your company or your product, you are going to create some smart wardrobe into which you will install this smart mirror, for example. So don't forget to mention all the products that you are going to develop and all the parts of this. And don't forget that you can have both products and services in your company. Questions here? So the fourth proof is that your business model is real. So you should prove that you can implement what you offer, what you fantasized of, right? So you should show your technical expertise in this part. You should convince investor who can be not an expert in IT, that the idea can be technically implemented. And you should build a demonstrative business model for this. Again, the question how to build a demonstrative business model and what is a business model, right? Unless you already developed business models, you don't know it yet. And the business model can look like this. You should describe the business process from the input or those resources that you will use to create something. Then you should describe the business part. That is an actual place where you will produce your results. There is this notion of gemba, which means the real place in Japanese. And that means the actual place where you will produce your results. It can be an office with computers. It can be a factory or with manufacturing process. It can be some, I don't know, garden, even if, or some outdoors premises or some, I don't know, laboratory, something where you will create your product or service. And then you have this third part, which is called output. That is what is being created. So in sorry, I guess you can see, you can hear the noise right now, right, from my side. I will have to leave this session and come back. Please wait for 1 minute, okay? Because I need to change my microphone and it's not changing like this. I don't know why. Okay, wait for a minute, please.
Yeah, it's okay.
Still, you can hear some noise from my side because it's another microphone. I can't attach the microphone in a different mode from my headphones. Sorry, but I hope you can hear me anyway.
Yes.
So while proving that your business model is real, you should describe these three parts: the input, the resources that you have, resources that reach the consumers. That's the first type of resources. For example, materials or some information that will be installed into your product or service. So it's something that your customer will deal with. Or that can be resources that stay in business. So that's, for example, computers that you are working with. So some equipment that you are using for producing something. And you should show the quality of the goods that you provide, that you develop. And when you are talking about resources that stay in business, you should show the production capacity so that you have enough equipment, enough computers, enough resources to produce something of value to your customers. The second part is the list of all technological processes that are happening in the premises of your business. So you describe all the ordered sequences of steps to meet a need or solve a problem of your customer. And you should also describe unique features to create competitive advantage with your product or service. And in the third part, you should list all the types of products or services with the basic characteristics that guarantee the declared functionality. How does it look like? Looks like, I don't have it on my slide, sorry. I will send it to you a bit later, the example of this business model. But I guess the Ukrainian students already have it. So unless you don't have it, I will send it to you. So don't worry. So you should describe all these three parts, and I will give you an example how it should look like at the end. And when you develop this business model, don't forget to check yourselves. All elements of business models of business process are present. Here you have this figure that you can use for this check. You have information about who creates, with what creates, from what creates, and what product or service is being created. Objective features of the product are described specifically. They are measurable, can be written in the so-called passport pass of the product, and they are independent from those who calculate. For example, if you say that your car can reach the speed of 180 miles per hour, that is a measurable functionality, measurable result that can be proved by someone outside of your business, right? So it can be objectively measured. It's not, it can be measured. If you say that objective feature of the product is the satisfaction of the customer, I don't know, satisfaction, high satisfaction of the customer, right? Or the product looks pretty, really pretty. You can't measure it, right? It depends on the person who exploits this product. For example, I can have absolutely different ideas of what pretty is, or I can be satisfied by other customers won't be satisfied with the product. So try to avoid those vague features that can't be measured. You should always think of how to measure it, how to prove it, right? And you should also think already here about legislative issues. If you produce something on top of some existing product, for example, you should have some resources that are owned by other companies or other organizations, or you're not sure that they exist yet, then it can be tricky for your business and it can bring some additional obstacles, because then you should have some agreement with those companies that produce those parts that you will need. For example, if you need microchips for producing, I don't know, GPUs, right, for your computers, you will have to have an agreement with those who provide those microchips. Or if you say that you want to produce some functionality, some equipment to a smart car or to a car, for example, to owned or produced by Volkswagen, for example, right? Or I don't know, Peugeot. I don't know what is the name now, Peugeot Renault or Peugeot,
Peugeot.
just Peugeot, right? Then you should be sure for 100% that Peugeot will agree to install your parts to their cars. And it's very difficult to be sure, and you should have some legislative proof that you already have this agreement with this company. Or you may invent something that is based on the idea or on the product that is already patented, and then you should think about buying this patent or avoiding developing something that is patented. So think about this when you will create this business model and you will put resources that you need to have output. Think about the necessity of or the importance of some legislative issues. And here it's like a reminder to you. Proof number 5 is that your solution is scalable. You won't want to develop something that won't be able to be scaled up in the future. Usually, if the product you develop is successful, then you would like to scale your business. It means to go wider, to go globally, to go global. For example, to develop your business outside of your country and go to other countries, to other markets, or you would like to develop some new functionality to your product and you would like to widen the scale of your product. And you should think about this scale and scalability already at the beginning, because if you don't start correctly, you won't be able to scale up your business and scale up your product. So in order to think about your solution scalability, you have this life cycle and the figure of the products and the company's life cycle. And you should think about at which stage you are right now. Usually you will be somewhere here at initial concept or at this seed stage. If you already have some specific ideas, right? Not just inventing a new idea, but already creating a business plan, you are already at this seed stage. And all your businesses will be at this stage, at seed stage. But you should think about all other future stages that your business will be in. For example, this startup stage. In how many years you foresee this stage? So how many years, how many months maybe, you need to go to the next stage? How many months or years you need before the second round, before going to business angels and venture capitalists, before expansion, and before this financial stage? How many months you will have before you go into IPO stage, when you produce some shares and you sell shares to potential shareholders of your company, when you invite other people to your company. And you should think about this at this stage and prove that your solution is scalable and that you can have all those stages in your life cycle, in the life cycle of the company. And you should think not only about the time between the stages, but also about catalysts of the transfer from stage to stage. What should happen before you realize that you are in the next stage, right? How many products you should sell? How many smart watches you should produce? 1 million, 2 millions, 100? So it can be like this, right? It can be then a catalyst of the transfer, the number of some products produced. Or maybe you can say that when we go to the next market, to the next country with our business, that will be the catalyst for the next stage. And then we will enter the next stage when we invite or expand or do something else which is foreseen for our business. And what is important to ensure the scalability of your product is to think about the product as an MVP. MVP is a very popular concept as well. It is minimum viable product. It means that you start from something minimal, from something specific and more basic, and you proceed and add new functionality to these basic functionalities that you intended to develop. So MVP is the minimum number of features to satisfy early customers and to provide feedback for future product development. So you start with prototype, then you develop some MVP, something minimal that you can already show to your customers, that you can sell to your customers, and then you get some feedback from them, and then you realize whether the product can be successful, can be of utility to your customers, and then you add functionality to this MVP, and then you go further to the product that you saw at the beginning of starting your business. So MVP can be called an MVP, or something can be an MVP if the solution can be introduced to the market to the full extent, and if fundraising and finalizing the product takes time. It increases the death valley phase, so-called, when you have no profit for your business, and it reduces the probability, this stage reduces the probability of success, but you then maximize the probability of the success by developing MVP. And while developing MVP, remember please that you should develop something of utility for your customers, even starting with something small, like here, developing a skate for your customers, then and then just in several steps going to a self-driving car that you intended to develop at the very beginning, that at each stage you had something meaningful for your customers, something that can bring utility to them. And here, that is a bad case when you develop something that you can't sell, that no one would like to buy because no one needs just one wheel, for example. Maybe someone wants it, or no one wants just a part of your future product. It can't be used. It can't be. It can't meet or address the desires of the customer that you had in your list. So please be very careful with your MVPs, but still think of an MVP that you will show to your potential investors, that you will show to the juries, that you will develop at the first stage of the product development. There are many benefits of creating MVPs, not starting from something big, but starting from something small. And it's actually very logical as well. First of all, you don't need so many resources for producing something small as you will need for producing the whole product that you envisage at the beginning. For example, if you produce, I don't know, a bicycle or something smaller, then you will need, I don't know, 100,000 euros for starting your business. But if you intend to create a company which will produce from the very beginning self-driving cars, then you obviously need millions and millions euros for starting this company. The concept of minimum viable product brings focus to the core offer, so you know what exactly is your focus what exactly is your difference and what exactly your added value. So you don't do, so you know exactly what you are doing differently from other companies. It reduces remakes, so you give it to your customer and you have feedback from the customers, so you don't need to start from the very beginning when you already developed a self-driving car and you understand that some functionality, some basic functionality inside this self-driving car is not working properly. And it also is a good way to start your communication to your potential customers, because you introduce yourself, your company, your products into the market. They get to know you, and they will be more, they will, there is a bigger probability that they will want to buy something bigger from you when you already produce something bigger. So that's it for the explanation. And here is your task for the next time, for this time, for today. And you should, you see that you have deadline on the 15th of April. You should send your documents. It can be a PDF, for example. It can be also a presentation. It can be any format that you prefer, but you should have in your document all these sections and subsections covered. So first of all, you write the overview of your company. You put the name of the company, maybe logo. It would be great if you invent some logo for your company. Then you write the introduction, like from what everything has begun, etc., etc. Then you describe mission, vision, and value statement, not only mission statement, but all of these concepts. Then you should describe the history and current status of your company. Here you can invent something. It's not that you should write only the current state of the things, but you can also write something like that. We started this company as the during the international project EVV. That can be also like the history of your company. But you can also invent something if you want. You can think of your company as already existing for, I don't know, a year or something like that. But then you should think about the stages that of the life cycle of the company, and you should have it well aligned, your history, your story behind your company, and the stage at which your product is right now, and objectives of the company. You have everything on the slides. And the next part is called product and service. And it should be, you see, it's just one page or 2 pages maximum. So it's not a big descriptive work, but you should think of making it more appealing to the reader, to think of something interesting to differ you from other teams and companies. And the next part is product and service. It will consist of 3 to 5 pages, maybe 6 pages, but try to be more specific and try not to exhaust your reader. So here you will have 5 proofs. You will have features, subsection which will be called features of the product or service that you develop, benefits of this product or service, or both product and service, that depends on what you are going to develop, stage of development, and all those 5 proofs. Is your solution scalable? You should have business model. According to this template, you can use this template to describe your business model. You should define added value by this product or service, and you can also use this table for defining your added value. And you should define the utility and explain and prove the utility of the product or service by this template. And please remember, you shouldn't use word proof in the business plan, because it's how we understand it, that by this text we will prove to ourselves, to our potential investors, to all the readers of our business plan that we invented something new, that our product is of utility to our customers, that we bring some added value with this product. But you shouldn't put those words like proof into your business plan. Just name subsections like it's logical to name, like features of the product or service, or the business model of our of the for this product or service. So without words proof in the text. Okay. Work in groups in your teams. You should split this assignment into parts. You should decide who what student works on what part, and then you should collect all the parts developed by different students from your team and make one document out of it, preferably a PDF file that you will send to me. You all have my email, and I will check, and we, with my colleagues, will check and give you feedback on your descriptions, on your documents. Okay? And you should do it before 7 p.m. On the 15th of April. Okay? Because on the 16th we have the next session, the next task. And of course, after getting some feedback from us, you will have time and possibility to improve your work, to improve your document and descriptions, but still the basic part of the description should be done before the 15th of April. Okay? Do you have any questions? Okay, so I will also give you some additional materials that you can use, not only this presentation, but together with your engineering school and several other companies and universities, we had a project which was called Join Me. And that was a project that we, in which we developed some teaching and learning materials for both teachers and students of such programs like our EVV. And we created a manual on innovative entrepreneurship. So I will send it to you and you can find something useful in it, but you will obviously need it for the next sessions. For example, for market and industry analysis, there is a chapter related to market and industry analysis. There is a chapter of how to about design thinking, for example. There is a chapter dedicated to marketing analysis, about dedicated to financial projections. So it will be like a book that you can use for developing your business plan. And again, we developed not only this book, we created case study workbook that you can use to as an example, that you can use a, like a case, like a showcase with what you should come describing your product and service, how to ensure, how to prove that it's an innovation. And you can have a look at different cases in the workbook. And we also did some research on the landscape of European industry, Industry 5.0, and we developed it several years ago. So some modifications, some changes happened already, but still you can use it to find some interesting facts and some proofs again for justification of the utility of your products, of what trends there are in industry right now. So please have a look at this book as well. And on our side, we also have skill retention service and personalized assistant. It's it's like a draft yet, but you still can use it. There are some online materials as well, and you can play with the personalized assistant, and you can play with the skill retention service, trying to check your knowledge that you already have in this field. You can answer some questions, you can make some quizzes, and you will have some answers from this service, which will give you the idea what else you should read or should get acquainted with to be better in this topic. And this online platform is also the material on that platform is also divided or split like in our program. So we will have the same chapters. So it's like the structure, the content of the materials is aligned with the structure of the business plan that we develop. So you will have all the materials related to different chapters of the business plan that we develop in those materials. So that's just for your information, to help, like an assistance for you, where you can find some meaningful information which will help you create your business plan. And I will send, here you can see the link to the website, and here you can also find materials. But the book that will have all the descriptions will be sent to you a bit later by me. Here you can see some interfaces from this online platform. Okay, that's it for now. Do you have any questions right now?
Якщо можна, до Олександра Юровича питання.
Okay, in English probably, so that everyone will understand you.
It would be good if I may ask the Alexander about some question.
Yes. Do you want to do it personally or publicly?
Yeah,
if you
personally, probably personally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess he wouldn't mind to answer. Okay, then you will contact him after we end this part, okay?
Okay.
So I would propose that we have some break right now. How much time do you need?
20 minutes.
20 minutes. Okay, then you have a break for 20 minutes, and after 20 minutes you meet in your teams using any messengers, any systems, any platforms that you want. So I will still be here in this session for some time if you have any questions. You can also consult with other teachers from the Ukrainian side, at least. You can consult Svetlana, who is available via emails and online. We, Alexander and I and me, are available for you as well, but you still will have to work in your teams. So we will be here, but you don't need to contact us if you don't need any information or any help, okay? But it's important that in 20 minutes you will meet in your groups and that everyone is working and knowing his or her task, okay? So in 20 minutes you will have to divide the tasks among yourselves and decide what and when should be done by the 15th of April. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
So that's it from my side. Thank you for your attention. If you remember that you have some questions, please contact me. I'm still here. I will probably turn off the camera, but I will be still here. And yes, I'm also available via emails, and
Thank you.
yeah, you know how to contact me. Okay, so let's get to work. In 20 minutes, let's get to break and then to work. Максим, у вас було запитання?
Так.
Ви спитаєте, ну, ви можете або зараз
Ну, я
спитати.
писав, я просто писав на пошту, але відповіді не отримав. Тому я хочу так якось дозвонитися, якщо був би номер.
Олександр Юрійович, ви чуєте нас зараз? Він, напевно, відійшов, я йому зараз напишу, добре?
Добре, так, дякую.
А можна ще питання задати?
Так.
Питання такого роду. Ви казали там розподілити типу задачі, хто що буде робити. Ну це ж не обов'язково робити зараз на перерві. Ну, тобто
На
це можна
перерві
зробити до
відпочиваєте.
15 числа, щоб ми все встигли зробити.
Ні, дивіться, 20 хвилин ви відпочиваєте, потім ви зустрічаєтеся о 3:40 за українським часом з всією командою, це обов'язково, і ви розподіляєте роботи між собою. Далі, коли кожен знає вже, що йому треба робити, ви можете вже розпоряджатися власним часом, як хочете. Бажано сьогодні все ж таки зробити більшу частину роботи, тому що у нас сьогодні виділений час, і, в принципі, я знаю, що французькі студенти, вони зазвичай працюють в той час, який виділений, і вони можуть чекати від вас, що сьогодні ви вже їм надішлете якусь частину. Тому краще все ж таки сьогодні попрацювати, в будь-якому разі зустрітися командою, вирішити це між собою. Якщо всім окей, що ви, наприклад, післязавтра прийшлете все, то, будь ласка, можна так.
Зрозумів. Ми просто вже почали там обсуждати різні моменти стосовно проєкту, але зараз ми здебільшого обговорюємо, я згадав. Ми обговорюємо, що повинно входити в наш проєкт з точки зору там різноманітних технологій і так далі.
Ну, супер. Це, до речі...
Ми ще не до кінця просто визначилися з деякими моментами. І треба спочатку, мабуть, з цим закінчити, а потім вже розподіляти, хто за що буде відповідати.
Ну так, але на це теж треба час. Так.
Ну, зрозуміло, так.
Мається на увазі, що ви в контакті зі своєю командою, і сьогодні ви використаєте час максимально ефективно для того, щоб продовжити роботу. З приводу технічних деталей і технічної розробки, функціональності і так далі, у нас буде наступне заняття, де, скоріше за все, Олександр Юрійович вам розповість, що важливо, про що не забути, як це описується. І, власне, ваше наступне завдання буде описати технічну сторону. Тобто зараз ви не фокусуєтеся на технічних деталях, ви просто думаєте, чи це реально, чи це реалістично, а яким чином, якими технологіями ви будете закривати ту чи іншу функціональність, це буде наступне завдання ваше якраз.
Ну, ми трошки наперед в цьому плані пішли. А можете ще раз, будь ласка, показати слайд, на якому прописано, що повинно входити в документ першої роботи?
Так, я вам зараз вишлю цю презентацію і в чат, і на пошту. Секунду, я зараз повернусь за хвилину, добре?
Добре.
Так, ось тут ваше завдання.
Так,
І
дякую.
так, єдине, що я от помітила, що тут не детально написано ось ці 5 proofs. Я, може, ще поправлю в листі, який я вам зараз надішлю, що конкретно, з чого буде складатися цей розділ. Ну, але, по суті, це ті от 5 proofs, про які я казала, 5 доказів того, що у вас нова ідея, що вона має utility для кастомерів і так далі. Тобто ось такі там і будуть підрозділи.
Ну, з того, що я бачу на зараз, виходить так, що хтось один може взяти на себе повністю оверв'ю, ну, тобто, так як це одна сторінка, а на інших, умовно, 4 по одній сторінці із Product and Service.
Так, можна так розділити. Єдине, що, дивіться, ось це value, mission і vision – це таке установче, засадниче, те, що ви всі разом маєте вирішити. Тобто це може один прописувати, але ви всі маєте це проговорити.
Угу.
Так, я відійду
Добре,
на
зрозуміло.
секундочку. Якщо будуть потім ще якісь запитання, я повернусь. Так, якщо є якісь запитання, я тут. Так, Іван.
Так, добрий день. Я хотів у вас запитати, у вас точно є більше досвіду, і я, як людина, яка вигадала ідею, мені дуже важко делегувати задачі. І я не знаю, як можна людям, які не знайомі з ідеєю, віддати, наприклад, якісь фічі, benefits, stage of development. Може ви підкажете, як з цим бути, як правильно це буде розділити?
О, ви знайшли зовсім не ту людину, яка вміє розділяти і ділитися. Та це важко насправді відпускати від себе і давати комусь волю з вашими ідеями, але насправді тут тільки одна відповідь, що ви можете просто сьогодні витратити той час, який відведений на наші заняття, на обговорення. Ви разом в групі це проговорите і переконаєтеся, що та людина, яка буде описувати якусь частину, що вона поділяє вашу візію цього, і що ви проговорили. Ви можете створити якийсь спільний документ, наприклад, в який ви будете закидати основні якісь базові речі, які потім потрібно тільки розписати. Та? І тоді ви контролюєте, що там принаймні базові речі правильно прописані, а потім ви, наприклад, разом збираєтеся за деякий час і обговорюєте. Якщо у вас є якісь фідбеки, ви думаєте, що щось може бути по-іншому, то ви тоді щось обговорюєте і змінюєте, або разом вирішуєте, що краще так, як запропонували ваші колеги. Тобто, звичайна робота в команді така. Тут насправді важливо, ми ж розуміємо, що це, скоріше за все, ви не створите цю компанію. Та? І тут головне навчитися працювати в команді, якраз навчитися віддавати якісь фрагменти, можливо, хтось запропонує щось цікавіше, ніж ви могли собі вигадати. Я маю на увазі, що в цьому проєкті ви отримаєте більшу оцінку на цьому курсі. Якщо у вас буде злагоджена робота в команді, скоріше буде вища оцінка, ніж, наприклад, якщо у вас буде якась геніальна ідея, яку не поділятимуть ваші колеги по команді, а ви все ж таки дотиснете ту ідею, і ви будете сам працювати над цією ідеєю, буде непорозуміння в команді, тоді оцінка буде все одно менше, тому що, незважаючи на геніальну ідею, ідея цього проєкту в спільній роботі. Тому вам вигідніше відпускати і делегувати.
Добре, дякую.
Ну і знову ж таки, у вас у всіх були доволі сирі ідеї, якщо чесно. Та? Деякі були зовсім сирі і не очевидно, що в них нового. А вам треба показати і треба придумати щось дійсно нове. І якщо ви будете працювати цілою командою, то, можливо, є шанс, що ви набрейнстормите якусь цікаву ідею, яка вийде за межі того, з чим ви прийшли на перше заняття. Щось цікаве ви нове придумаєте. Тому не впирайтеся в те, з чого ви починали. Та? Тобто це як точка початку, як старт, але ви можете за сьогодні, наприклад, або до наступного числа повністю перепрацювати свою ідею. Та? І вигадати щось в тій же галузі разом зі всіма, але вже більш специфічно щось нове і щось цікавіше разом зі своїми колегами. Майте на увазі, що у них є гарний досвід саме інженерний, тому ви можете використати його для того, щоб те, чого ми не знаємо, те, з чим ми не стикаємося, дізнатися. Та, Вікторе.
Ви там були казали стосовно сирості та, скажімо, такої неінноваційності ідей. І що я хотів би сказати, я про це ще подумав на першому занятті, але якось, чи то забув, чи то просто не захотів. Тобто, яка ситуація виникла? От ми там з Олександром придумували спочатку одну ідею на двох, потім дві, але це не суттєво. Фішка в тому, що, як виявилося, коли ви показували презентацію, був певний список ідей, які вже були реалізовані. І для контексту, можливо, було б непогано мати цей список до того, як вже придумувались певні ідеї. Тобто, умовно, якщо концепція або ідея розумного складу вже була реалізована, або навіть це зробили наші студенти, і цей проєкт був, або ця компанія була заснована, то трохи менше сенсу є цю ідею заново придумувати, заново пропонувати. І, тобто, як я вже сказав, було б непогано мати список цих ідей, вже таких, скажімо, реалізованих раніше, перш ніж свої ідеї презентувати.
Дивіться, для цього якраз і потрібен ось той конкурентний аналіз, який ви будете робити. Та? І якраз з цього ви починаєте для того, щоб показати новизну своєї ідеї. Може так бути, що в процесі цього аналізу ви дізнаєтеся, що ваша ідея зовсім не нова, що є вже сотні реалізацій, і тоді вам доведеться або змінити саму ідею, та, і там є цілий перелік, як зробити свою ідею новою. Пам'ятаєте, я вам показувала, секунду, що для того, щоб ваша ідея була новою, не обов'язково абсолютно нове щось з нуля вигадувати. Та? Ви можете також мати або якісну зміну, та? Тобто пропонуючи щось абсолютно нове, і тоді ви показуєте, що дійсно цього немає. Або ви можете додаткові якісь показувати особливості, які будуть притаманні тільки вашому продукту. Тобто ви кажете, так, там, наприклад, такі інструменти є, але ми додаємо до них ось таку функціональність. Або ми змінюємо їх, це третя опція. Ми змінюємо їх, додаючи новий спосіб, як їх використовувати, наприклад, або яким чином підняти ефективність. Це вже насправді ось ця частина. Та? Тобто ви можете показати, що ефективність вашого продукту і його характеристики будуть кращими, ніж в тих продуктах, які існують на сьогодні. І це буде за рахунок якоїсь інноваційної ось цієї родзинки, яку ви технологічно зможете забезпечити. Тобто ви знаєте, що цю функціональність можна реалізувати краще, якщо, наприклад, використовувати якісь нейронні мережі, наприклад, для комп'ютерного зору там, або для чогось ще. Тобто ви не кажете, що ви створюєте абсолютно новий продукт, ви його створюєте по-новому. Розумієте? Тобто, і ось це, що ви робите по-новому, це і є ваше те, що ви продаєте. І це якраз ключове в цьому концепті MVP. Тобто ви маєте подумати, чи можна продати ось саму ту ізюмінку, цю родзинку, як MVP. Та? Тобто не створювати цілу автівку самокеровану, а продавати, наприклад, софтвер, яке буде там щось робити для цієї автівки. І саме цей софт буде відрізняти ваш продукт від інших продуктів. Розумієте, про що я?
Так. Але я хотів
це дуже
просто...
добре пояснювала.
Ага, вибачте, що перебуваю. Хотів я просто вказати трошки на інше. Тобто, на мій погляд, виникло два проблемних моменти. Перший, що між безпосередньо українськими студентами на момент вигадування ідей не було якогось коннекту, і, наприклад, вийшло так, що моя ідея, яку я не презентував, співпала з ідеєю Івана, але умовно в одній команді не може бути більше, ніж 2 українських студенти. І так як я свою презентував разом з Олександром, спочатку ми цього не знали. Спочатку ми знали тільки про 2 студентів. І свою ідею я відсунув, і ми з Олександром презентували разом. Тобто не було коннекту стосовно того, хто які ідеї вже придумав, щоб не було зайвих співпадінь, або можна було заздалегідь сконектитися з тим, у кого схожа ідея. Це перше. І друге, коли вже була придумана ідея, наприклад, з розумним тим же складом, ми не знали з Олександром про те, що ця ідея вже була раніше. Тобто, і там інші студенти на попередній ітерації презентували. І було б непогано, ці два моменти, якби були десь висвітлені.
Це наша давня ідея, але цим треба зайнятися, зробити перелік тих ідей, які були за всі ці роки у наших студентів, і, можливо, навіть з бізнес-планами, які вони створили під ці ідеї. Але
плани, мабуть, не обов'язково, тому що створення плану – це ж все-таки креативний процес там і так далі.
Так, тому ми і надаємо зазвичай зразків, тому що, щоб вас не обмежувати. Ми показуємо,
а список ідей був би зручним.
Так. Цим треба зайнятися, чесно кажучи, поки що до цього руки не дійшли. Як ви розумієте, це скільки? З 2007 року, 20 років.
Просто тут теж є нюанс, прям давнішні ідеї немає сенсу включати в список, так як їхня реалізація зараз буде дуже сильно відрізнятися від реалізації тоді.
Так, але сама ідея може бути...
А відносно нещодавні проєкти, великої різниці мати в реалізації не будуть. Умовно, там, прошлогодні і, прошлорічні.
Так, але майте на увазі, що ті студенти не реалізували, не створили компанію, так що у вас є ще можливість. Те, що така ідея була, це, звичайно, маленький мінус, але ви можете, у нас було безліч ідей за ці роки, наприклад, які пов'язані зі смарт-хаусами, з смарт-хом, технологією. Але кожна мала свої якісь особливості. І ясно, що там, або якщо ви пропонуєте якусь функціональність для self-driving car, це теж завжди щось про автівку, але все одно це кожного разу щось, якась особливість реалізації. Тому ваш розумний склад, наприклад, він може відрізнятися саме технологією чи чимось від того, що вже реалізовано. І якраз це ви маєте знайти і показати, чим саме відрізняється. І саме це і продавати.
Просто цей процес пошуку чогось нового, він більш актуальний на той момент, коли вже була там обрана чиясь ідея, неважно з якої сторони, і вже ви об'єдналися в команду. А на перших етапах це може або не спрацювати, або просто не може не бути виконано на початковому етапі.
Так, я вас зрозуміла, ми подумаємо, може дійсно якось змінити формат для того, щоб ваш фідбек врахувати в наступних, але вже так склалося, так що працюйте з тим, що є.
Дякую. Тобто загалом немає сенсу взагалі всі ідеї вписувати, більше сенсу ті, там, де компанії будуть засновані. Щось на кшталт цього. Просто, наскільки я пам'ятаю, в вашій презентації були вказані саме ті ідеї, які були реалізовані. Типу там холодильника чи що там було. І там же в цьому списку був і склад просто.
Так, склад був у нас декілька років тому. І ви маєте розуміти, що ця тема близька французькому університетові, тому що у них навіть є лабораторії, де реалізовані ці технології, тобто вони їх розробляють, ці розумні склади, розробляють ці лінії розумні, виробничі, фармацевтичні лінії, які виробляють пігулки, наприклад. Тобто це їхня тематика, і вони завжди це пропонують, тому що це те, з чим вони працюють.
Ну, це зрозуміло, так. Але так чи інакше, у нас команда буде працювати над окулярами. Тож,
Ну так. Добре, так,
нагадайте, будь
працюйте.
ласка, до котрої у нас перерва?
Це вже закінчилося. До 40 хвилин була. Так, збирайтеся своїми групами, домовляйтеся, як ви будете працювати. Якщо є якісь проблеми і хтось не виходить на зв'язок чи щось ще, пишіть мені, я буду тоді контактувати з тими людьми і дізнаватися, що відбувається. Тому що вам зараз треба організувати добру командну роботу і розподілити задачі між собою. Добре?
Так.
Так, я відійду на 5 хвилин, за 5 хвилин повернуся. Якщо у когось будуть ще запитання, будь ласка, збирайте їх і потім задавайте.
Maria, can you hear me?
Yes, we do.
Yes, thank you. I have a question for. Shh, please, please, thank you. I have a question for you because they are about to start their holidays, and some of them are going to leave. The second lesson is with me. Is there a problem if they do it online instead of being here, Maria? I don't know if it is you that is in charge of the third session. Maria? Je vais essayer de l'écouter.
Avec un professeur.
Voilà, donc c'est elle encore. Mais je pense que vos collègues ont dit qu'elle est d'accord pour le...
Elle avait dit que ça lui allait pour donner, pour rejoindre Teams. En fait. Après, je sais pas pour ceux qui font. Le problème, c'est surtout pour ceux qui veulent faire stage en même temps. Parce que je sais que par exemple, Sylvain, pendant les vacances, il est obligé de faire ses 2 semaines de stage l'été.
J'aimerais bien que mon collègue me réponde par mail. Je lui fais le mail le matin. Je vais poser la question directement à la directrice.
Dans son mail, elle avait envoyé un lien pour participer à cette séance-là. Je ne sais pas si les prochains intervenants ils auront la même idée. Prochain intervenant, c'est qui? Bah, c'est encore elle.
Oui, mais quelle est votre question?
Non, moi,
Pour le lien?
Oui, elle avait envoyé un lien.
Non, elle a envoyé le lien parce que moi, j'étais sur le mail aujourd'hui matin et quelqu'un est venu à mon cabinet et on a commencé à chercher une autre chose. Il est resté dans les brouillons. C'est-à-dire, je pensais avoir envoyé le link, il était toujours sur les brouillons. Donc, non, je viens de rentrer, elle me dit, est-ce qu'il y a, je dois créer moi-même le link? Et je dis, OK, parce que j'étais en cours le matin en plus.
Ok, non, parce qu'il aurait la vérité, genre, si vous voulez rejoindre sur mon pays.
Donc, votre question, c'est distanciel pendant les vacances et le stage aussi. Et le stage, c'est à quel moment que vous allez le faire?
Pendant les vacances.
Voilà, donc c'est pendant les vacances. Voilà.
Bah, tu peux lui poser la question des calendriers. Jamais il y a moyen. Bah, j'essaierai de voir, genre, si par exemple
C'est surtout ici qu'on doit décider ça. Mon collègue n'a pas répondu, parce que voilà, il parlait avec la directrice. Pas de problème. Mais je pense qu'en principe, oui, par contre, comme je viens de dire, activez votre caméra quand vous êtes online, d'accord? Spécialement au moment qu'on vous explique, qu'on échange avec vous sur les différentes choses que vous êtes en train d'apprendre, oui. D'accord? Donc, je vous laisse avec la collecte.
Je demande de répartir les tâches avec les camarades. Et j'avoue qu'après, elle se tient à disposition, mais après, je ne sais pas trop. Enfin, vous voyez, il reste 3 heures. J'avoue que là, pour l'instant, on attend. Quoi. On ne sait pas trop quoi faire. Elle nous a donné 20 minutes de pause et c'était bien plus.
Si on peut se réunir
avec vos collègues ukrainiens, on est d'accord?
Répartir les tâches.
À quelle heure vous êtes parti en pause?
Ça fait déjà 20 minutes.
Combien?
Ça fait 20 minutes déjà. 27. 27.
Ouais, bah, ça va être à 40.
Où est le chat là? C'est pas les sous-titres, je veux les chats. Où vous pouvez échanger par... Ah, c'est là, pardon. Oh là. Pardon. Donc, votre objectif, c'est d'échanger avec les collègues ukrainiens?
Après, c'est possible que j'ai manqué quelque chose.
Non, elle a demandé,
Quand j'en ai parlé avec d'autres camarades,
elle a demandé à ce qu'on répartisse les tâches et que du coup on commence à travailler dessus.
et comme c'est dit, la deadline c'est le 15 avril.
Ok, donc pour le distanciel, je vais le voir moi-même, d'accord? J'ai déjà dit que vous attendiez. Hey, par contre, je m'interroge bien. Au moment que la formatrice parle, quelqu'un va réussir à l'écouter avec tout le bruit que vous faites. Donc, s'il vous plaît, vous pouvez patienter, parler quand même, mais parlez comme il faut, en volume raisonnable. Et vous, on ne s'assoit pas sur les tables, s'il vous plaît. Allez.
Après, quand elle fait son cours, ne vous inquiétez pas, il y a vraiment tout le silence. Ça parle pas.
Quand même, imaginez-vous qu'elle intervient et tout le monde est là dans son tel. Okay. Donc, si jamais j'ai déjà tenu au courant.
En fait, elle nous a juste donné les tâches. Les tâches et
entre vous. Ok.
le support pour contacter avec
Donc, vous faites un petit.
I'm here. Do you have
Yes,
any questions?
thank you, Maria. I had a question for you. I don't think you heard me because you said
No,
hi,
I
but then
wasn't
you
here,
left. I'm
sorry.
sorry. So my question was, is there a problem for you if they, I'm going to activate my camera. Is there a problem for you if during the holidays, please, if throughout the holidays they do it online, our students here?
You mean join the conference?
Yes,
Join the session?
join
Oh,
the
no
sessions
problem at
but
all.
online because they really leave the school. They are
Yeah.
going a little bit far, so it would be nice if they could do it online. However, don't hesitate to ask them to activate the cameras. In case someone refuses, please bring me a written note so I can talk to the student, because they are well aware that they should answer. They should really be present in the full sense of the word. Okay, so
Okay.
I'm really getting upset with you because it's the third time on a row that I tell exactly the same. Okay. So, as I was saying, I'm going to ask the question to the school, but I think it will be all right on our side too. So I will leave you with them. They are trying to contact their colleagues to divide the different tasks they have to do. So I will leave you with them, and I will give you the answer within some minutes. Okay, I'm going to ask Madame Tachérif pour voir ce qu'elle me dit. Okay. Thank you so much, Maria. See you soon.
Thank you. See you. Have you contacted all the teammates? Have you had success in this? Do you need some assistance with contacting some teams or some students?
Well, for some groups, it is done, I think, but I don't know for all the groups here. Est-ce que vous avez divisé votre travail avec...
If you have any problems or any needs of assistance, just tell me which group, which student.
Thanks. Est-ce que vous avez divisé votre... Elle est trop. Excuse me? Is someone here?
Yes, yes, I'm here.
We were the majority of the group here have done the division of the tasks for the assignment that you given to us.
Sorry, I didn't catch it because the sound is very bad. Do you hear me okay?
Okay. The majority of the group here have done the divisions of the different tasks for the assignment that you gave to us.
Yes.
We don't know what we have to do now. So
you did the division. So you start working on the task you were assigned to. If you already know which student do what work, then you can start working on those assignments. If you decide, it's up to you how to do it. I mean, the main issue is that you do it before the 15th of April.
Okay.
So you can have time now or can have time later in the evening to work on your task.
So everyone wants to know if we can leave earlier the class.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you can if you stay in contact with your other teammates and with the Ukrainian students, and you decide together when you provide results and.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, that's up to you. It's your self work.
So okay, so we will dismiss class for today for our parts. So
okay.
And thank you for the interesting lesson today. And we will see. The next lesson is for
on 16th.
Yeah. Okay. So
and it's about technical description of your ideas. So it should be very interesting for all of you.
Okay. Thanks. Goodbye.
Bye. Так, чи комусь ще включена ця сесія потрібна, чи можна закривати її? Does someone need this video session or we can close it? May end this
раз усі мовчать, думаю, не потрібно.
Ну так, я теж так думаю. От. Ну, я на зв'язку, якщо що, у вас є наш чат, я не завжди одразу бачу, що там щось написано, але колись то побачу. І імейлом можете теж писати. Тому, якщо будуть якісь запитання, то, будь ласка, звертайтесь.
Так, у мене питання. Чи відповів Олександр Юрійович вам?
Олександр Юрійович, так, він зараз зі мною на зв'язку. Олександр Юрійович, ви тут?
Так, да, я вас чую.
Добрий день, Олександр Юрійович. Я вам писав на пошту стосовно того, щоб ви були моїм куратором для дипломної роботи. Чи бачили ви цей лист?
Бачу, там така величезна купа листів, вибачаю, що не відповів відразу. Скажіть, це ви маєте на увазі цього року, так?
Ну, диплом ми пишемо наступного вже. Ну, в цьому році, але в наступному навчальному, як я розумію.
Наступному навчальному, так. Ну, давайте це обговоримо, я розкажу вам ті напрями, якими я займаюся, і буду радий бути вашим куратором.
Добре, чудово. А то так складно знайти куратора.
Тільки це не називається куратор. Куратор групи
так, керівником роботи.
Керівник або консультант.
Керівник доповнений, так.
Так. Але ж ви зараз на 3-му курсі, правильно? Тобто це тільки наступного року бакалаврську.
У нас вже розбирають всі.
Ага, окей. Ну, якщо комусь цікаво, я теж там, у мене є декілька місць, тому якщо вас розбирають, то треба вже починати.
Тут у студентів голодні ігри.
Ага, зрозуміло.
Ну, я можу сказати, давайте ми потім з вами поговоримо, так? Я розкажу вам ті напрями, якими я займаюся, так? І, можливо, вам буде дуже цікаво там почати щось робити у цих напрямах, і буду радий бути керівником вашої роботи.
Добре, чудово. А коли ми зможемо поговорити?
Так, мої контакти у вас є?
Немає, окрім пошти.
Напишіть мені ще разочок, напишіть мені на почту, Максима.
Так, я от 10 хвилин назад написав вам.
Так, домовилися. Я тоді вам відповім і зроблю мітинги, все обговоримо.
Добре,
Дякую.
чудово.
Дуже
Так,
приємно.
дякую вам.
Да, дякую.
Okay, then I will end this session. Thank you very much for your today's presence. Please get to work, start developing these sections, subsections, and be sure that you are always in contact with your teammates. If you have any questions, please contact me. I'm available via email, in chat, and yeah, I will try to answer. And see you next time.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye.
See you next time. Bye.
Thank you.